Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and today we are going to talk about Claude Code. So let's get started. So what is Claude Code? Claude Code is a tool created by Anthropic, the same team behind Claude. And right now it is kind of like in a research preview mode. So it's far from being completed, but it is a tool which you can install into your system. And then through terminal, you can go inside your project and then do all the things which a coding assistant or a coding agent do. So for example, you can ask questions about your project. You can ask it to plan new feature. You can even ask it to edit files. And it also have some other neat feature like committing on your behalf and all that. Now let's first set it up and then we'll talk about other things. So, if you haven't installed it, you have to basically go ahead and install it in your system. It's a npm package which will get installed globally. And once you do that, you have to go inside your project. So I have a project here. It's a Next.js app. It's a note-taking app, so you can add note, edit note, etc. You can search notes, etc. Right? And then I have this project here, and then I'll just do Claude, hit enter, and here is the interface. Here I can write my commands. Now, when you will do it for the first time, it will ask you to log in, and you have to go and log in into your Anthropic console account. If you don't have an account, it will ask you to create one, and also it will give you $5 credits because this tool is not free. The other thing is that the pricing is not fixed, it's variable based on how many API calls you make. So you can try out with this free $5. I think that will be pretty much you need to try this out. So let's start by asking it what this project is about, right? Let's say what this project is about, and then it will go and make that, try to read the project and then, try to answer what we just asked. So it's reading. So this is a note recognition built with Next.js. It allows you to create, view, edit, and filter notes with hashtag support. Notes tagged with hashtag like this can be filtered by clicking the tags. The app has search functionality and a float take input for creating new notes. Great. So the good thing about this is that we haven't gave any type of context to the tool, and it was still able to answer all of our questions. Now let's try to maybe edit some of the files, right? So let's say, and one thing, other thing is like, I'm not gonna go ahead in Cursor or Visual Studio Code or edit any code. We're just gonna do it from here. So let's say notes should be multicolored, right? Like these should look like sticky notes. So notes should be multicolored and have random background background colors like sticky note. Okay, so it's trying to do that. Okay, so it came with the code that needed to be implemented, and they're asking is like, do you want to make that add it to the page, or ask it to do it differently? I'm just gonna say yes. Okay, so it took like 16 seconds, but now it's making the change in the CSS. Let's see. I'm gonna say yes, and you can see the change it made, right? Now let's say, so we have like these hashtags, right? Now, if I click on it, you can see like, we filter them according to these tags, right? I'm just gonna say I can select multi tags. I can select multi tags. Okay, I'm just gonna say yes. All right, so it's trying to make a change. Okay, yes. So the application is running into error. I'm just gonna say yes. Okay, it's trying to solve these. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so it says now you can select multiple tags to filter node. The app will show nodes that contain all selected tags. Click a tag to add, remove it from the filter. Okay, let's see. I do work. Okay, shopping. Oh, it didn't work. I want like if I select shopping, then it should have shown me like all the, you know, all the nodes matching any of these tags. So I'm just gonna say, load um all the nodes matching the tag. An it should be an or condition, not and. So let's see if it will be able to make the change. Okay, let's say yes. Yeah, that works. So now, okay, if I do shopping, then also include shopping. That sounds great. One other thing you can do with this tool is that slash init. Okay, so what slash init do is basically, it will go through your code base and try to create a claude.md file, which is basically instructions about your project, which this tool will read whenever it is trying to make a change. So you can specify all type of things there, like, what kind of style you want, what kind of libraries you want to use, etc. So if you'll check here, so it has like all the commands, it has like coding style, like what is the style, and also like the product structure. And if I just say yes, it will just create a claude.md file there. And yeah, so that's like look really good. Now let's try a command, like ask it question about how to create a backend for this app, right? Let's do that. um what about a backend? What should be the best approach to create a backend for this app? Okay, so it gave me these different approaches. So first one was like, use built-in API route, implement Prisma, schema with user, nodes and tag, perfect balance of simplicity. You can also use serverless. I can also use BAS, local first with things, total local with index DB. Okay. With Prisma would be the most balanced approach. Okay. So this is basically what Claude Code can do. And right now it is in research preview, which is nowhere perfect. But at last, like I want to try, I haven't tried this before. So I can actually do like commit my changes. So I can do commit my changes with a beautiful commit message. Let's say that. So now if you look at this, so it created this commit message, everything like, what changed and everything. And then, it added co-authored by Claude, so I'll just gonna say yes. And yeah, I mean, so that worked, right? And this is Claude right now. The one thing I want to show is like, now I'm going to exit and you can see what cost I use. So I had 3.66. It's gonna reload, it's gonna minus 61. So 3.05, right? And the other thing was that we were not using any GUI like cursor or copilot. It was all terminal. Now when I was using it in my projects, I compared it with Cursor and GitHub Copilot, and honestly, I don't have any use case for Cloud Code, right? Because we have Cursor, because we have GitHub Copilot, and they do a better job when you're working with a editor. So I have the editor. I'll just launch the cursor, and there in that window I can ask question, I can ask it to plan, I can ask it to change things, I can even run commands there, right? But this tool is for people who work basically in terminal environments, right? So for example, people in automation, or people in who writes a lot of bash scripts, who works a lot in the terminal, right? And then Cursor and GitHub Copilot doesn't have any alternative there. and then there this tool basically makes a big impact. So if you are a developer who use GUI a lot, like who use Cursor or who use GitHub Copilot, you don't need this. And I honestly don't find any use case of or any area where this is better than Cursor or better than Copilot. Other thing is the pricing I think is pretty steep, because you can just see like total cost is $0.6 in just like these I don't know, two or three commands we had, right? In Cursor, it would have been like, oh, $20, 500 fast request, right? So in terms of pricing, I think it is a bit steep right now, but it is in research preview beta. So I hope that will improve in the future. Let me know what do you think about this. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.